I have rarely talked about or even referenced anime on this channel, mainly because I don't find the time to watch anime. I like to watch the subbed version of the animes and not dubbed. But I respect your choice if you prefer to watch it dubbed. Even if it's an inferior, childish choice, it's your choice. I remember the first anime I ever watched was Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know if Doraemon counts as an anime, but if it does, then it's Doraemon. Otherwise, it's Full Metal Alchemist. But when I did watch Full Metal Alchemist, I was just a kid. I didn't remember anything. I yet don't. But the first anime I actually watched and paid attention to, and the anime that I remember has to be My Hero Academia. I saw that show, I saw the first season, and I was in love with that anime. I was referencing it. My YouTube feed was filled with My Hero Academia. I remember how cool All Might felt and how much aura he possessed. And season after season, there were moments that were just breathtaking. Each and every season pushed the bar a little bit further. At first, the highlight was All Might vs Nomu in season 1. After that, the highlight was Todoroki vs Deku in the tournament arc. That fight was just so emotional and just filled with ups and downs. It didn't have crazy action sequences, but just the pure story, the determination of Deku, and the story of moving Todoroki to accept his true self. That was amazing.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
And then came season 3. And of course, the highlight was All Might vs All for One. Hands down, one of the best anime fights. I must have rewatched that fight minimum 10 times. And that's a minimum. But after that, everything went kind of downhill. I remember watching season 4 and I didn't love it as much as I did the other seasons. It felt off, it felt different. The action sequences were there, but there was no heart in it. There was no emotion or connection in it. How I felt the emotion, the dread when All Might was on his last few minutes against Nomu, but yet he pushes beyond his limits to defeat the Nomu. The pure emotion, the terror that All for One brought during the Kamino fight, and the bittersweet victory of seeing All for One finally be defeated, but All Might is also retired. That emotional connection just felt missing during season 4. The fights felt empty and it just didn't connect. The only thing I loved about season 4 was Eri. She was just such a cute character. The voice acting, the animation, the music, it was all just perfect to make you care about what happens with that girl. To see that she can finally smile and be happy. And after that came season 5. And honestly, season 5 kind of broke me. The quality of season 5 was just atrocious, to be honest. I have never actually read the mangas. People say that season 5 had a lot of good stories, they just didn't execute them well enough. Maybe that's the case, I don't know for sure. But what I do know is that it was a slog to go through. So many things happen, so many things that you care about, but they are just left abruptly. Like Deku getting new powers and him being able to talk to the previous wielders, but that just kind of cuts abruptly to focus on Hawks and his undercover mission and to focus on the villains. I've heard that storyline is very good. It is supposed to be one of the best storylines in the series, but I just didn't feel that while watching the anime. I wanted to know, since Deku took more than 2 seasons to actually be able to use One for All, how will he cope up with the new abilities? But then there's a cutaway and a time jump and he's suddenly able to use the new ability. It just felt weird and uncoordinated. But after that came season 7. Yeah, from season 5 directly to season 7 kind of felt weird, but whatever. Season 7 is what pulled me back into this story, into this universe, if you will. Season 7 is what pulled me back as a fan. I was not going to watch My Hero Academia after season 5, but one day I was bored and I just figured, what's the harm in watching another episode? And I just kept watching. The entire war arc started and it just kept on getting better and better and better. Season 7 brought back the old My Hero Academia, the show that was able to make you care about the characters. Each and every episode had such memorable moments, such memorable fight sequences, and there were always twists and turns coming. Sometimes it did get annoying, like how the villains always had an ace up their sleeve, but that's a common trope and we can forgive that. And also it did kind of make the show more interesting. Season 7 gave us a lot of cool moments like Stars and Stripe, Vigilante Deku, the whole plot revolving around Todoroki family and Dabi, and of course All Might in his armor form. That was just peak. And just when things were getting really good, they cut away.
You serious?
they gave us the worst cut in history. They put our anticipation on Plus Ultra and then made us wait for another season, but that wait was so worth it. Season 8 of this show defines the word peak. Each and every episode better than the last one. There's no dull moment in this entire season. Each and every fight scene so methodically paced as to keep you always on the edge of your seat, always keeping you interested for an entire season. My Hero Academia started in 2016, and this season takes the stories from so many years, all the build up, and actually pays it off in a beautiful way. Now I'm going to give you a spoiler warning for the final season because I want you to understand what peak really is. All Might fighting against All for One for the final time. Even as a quirkless hero, he uses all the abilities of Class 1A. He uses whatever Class 1A has taught him as a teacher. It just showed the true spirit of All Might. And then Bakugo coming out of nowhere to the rescue.
It's so beautiful.
The writers and the animators actually perfected this technique, making you wait and wait and wait some more, making you feel that yes, this is how All Might is going to die. This is what Night Eye predicted and it's going to come true. And then finally Bakugo blasting out of nowhere and just saving All Might. As soon as Bakugo wakes up, he just locks the fuck in. He doesn't even communicate with Deku, but they know what has to be done. They just look at each other and then Deku slings him across to All Might. The pacing of this is just insanely good.
It's beautiful. I've looked at this for 5 hours now.
A lot of people don't understand Gen Z terms, so if anyone has a problem understanding the word aura, just watch this fight scene. That defines aura. And from that we see the parallels between All Might, All for One, Shigaraki and Deku. How All Might actually trusts Deku and is able to pass the torch. But All for One's controlling nature doesn't let him do that. He actually always has to be in power and that's his undoing. It also shows how Deku, a person who was born without quirks, uses the multiple quirks he has in a way no one actually imagines. He uses Black Whip to move his body when he's too injured to move it himself. It just encapsulates his personality, his character so well. He's a boy who just wants to help. He's a guy who was born without a quirk. He took the quirk but didn't take it for granted. And in the end, he has no problem sacrificing that quirk just so people can be safe. He became the greatest hero. That final fight, the final punch, that was epic. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Go watch the final season if you haven't already. And if you have, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I yet can't get over how epic this show has been. How I was about to give up on the show after season 5.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
This has to be one of the best comebacks in anime history. This has to be one of the best comebacks in media history. Come on. Now this might be an unpopular opinion or maybe even a popular opinion. I don't know. I have not interacted with so many fans. Even though Deku has technically surpassed All Might will always be the #1 hero in my heart. The way All Might fought, with the aura he fought and the power he fought, where he was the pillar of peace not just for one country but for an entire world. But that also is the point of the final fight between All for One and Deku. What made All Might special was his power. He was so powerful that everyone else could rely on him. They didn't have to worry, they didn't have to fight as hard because he was there. But on the other hand, Deku's vulnerability, Deku's weakness makes everyone aspire to be him, makes him more real, and other people fight harder because he's the glue that holds everyone together. He's the person who pushes everyone forward. And this message has been beautifully conveyed. Now I have told my thoughts on the final season. I want to know yours. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you agree with my points and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now that's it for now, but I'll see you guys again, hopefully very soon. Bye!